The Texas DMV made a district attorney change his vanity license plate because it was found to be inappropriate. So this district attorney had what license plate? Let's take a look at it. Hang-em, H-A-N-G, Texas outline, E-M. On his license plate, apparently District Attorney Richard Glaser of Fannin County had this license plate for 35 years and said it was inspired by Clint Eastwood's film Hang 'em High. He explains what happened and why he had it. He said, it really sort of fits what I do. It harkens back to frontier justice. If I'm out on the road, people drive by, give me a thumbs up or clap or something like that. I guess the people in Austin have a little different sense of humor. Hang 'em is what is hanging people, and that's not. I don't like that. I don't like hanging people. So yeah, that's what happened. This all started when someone had inquired as to why their own license plate got rejected by the DMV for being inappropriate, and then they added in their complaint after their own license plate was suspended. He said, how can the district attorney of Fannin County have hang 'em and that not be threatening? Just wondering. And so the DA saw that someone was complaining about him, went back, did like a Freedom of Information Act to find out what the true context was. And then finally, after it all went down and his own hang 'em was rejected, he decided to come up with a second option. So according to the report, Glaser said he then changed the text of his plates to geldem, a nod to castration. So geldings are castrate horses, but those were found to be objectionable as well. That denial was a bit more of a shocker to the twice spurned district attorney. He said, I guess that there's people down in Austin that probably make a pretty good salary that decide stuff like this. So that's that.
You are a district attorney, okay? So you are supposed to be part of a justice system, and you are supposed to present yourself as an individual who supports and wants to reinforce justice. Wanting to castrate people, wanting to hang people, implies that you are not necessarily interested in justice. You're interested in punitive, extremely punitive measures, and that is what your main focus is. And it's unprofessional, to say the least. So I'm glad that you got denied. I'm sorry that you had that license plate for 35 years and it went unnoticed, but it's incredible. I mean, we just had a conversation earlier in the show about how an ESPN host said that Trump is a white supremacist on Twitter and people are losing their minds over it because it's the truth. But in the case of a district attorney, someone who is supposed to be part of a justice system that's supposed to be fair, has these license plates or suggests a license plate that's even worse. I mean, that's not offensive. I mean, again, he's supposed to carry out justice. He's supposed to be part of that system, and it seems like he's much more interested in killing people or castrating them.
There was a different story we covered a couple weeks ago, and there was a tweet, and I forget who it was, but they said something that, what is it with the law enforcement person who wants to be famous for weird stuff like this? You know, like the Arpaio, let's go above and beyond how cruel we're gonna be, and accentuate the like terrible part, the punishment side of it. And I don't know, it's possible. I'm not too bothered by it personally. Like the hang 'em, it's a Western thing. It's more of a frustration, but like there's a story in the New York Times today about an Ottawa judge who was suspended because after Trump got elected, he wore a "Make America Great Again" hat to the courtroom after that.
Okay, well, that's great.
The conclusion was, and this is why I come back around to being like, all right, you're a law enforcement official, rather than picking up the hang 'em mantle, let's focus more on the fairness mantle. And they said, like, what would a reasonable person assume if they walked in and saw you with this?
That's right, yeah.
And if it's hang 'em, it seems to imply that you don't care
about justice.
You just care about hanging people.
That you want punishment, and the emphasis is the punitive component of the justice system, not the fairness, not the innocent until proven guilty. Look, as a district attorney, you have such an incredibly important job, and I think the way you present yourself matters. And so, look, this is not me like getting my feelings hurt. This is me reacting to another symptom of a justice system that has wronged so many people. So many people have dealt with convictions for crimes that they did not commit. So many people were on death row and were exonerated after DNA evidence indicated that they did not commit the crime. We spoke about the Central Park Five earlier in the show today. Those were 5 individuals, black individuals, who lost years of their lives over a crime that they did not commit. And so it's never just about that one story. For me, when I see something like this, it's not just about this one district attorney and this one license plate. It's about what it represents. It's a symptom of an unjust justice system in the country that we really need to focus on and we really need to reform. That's what it says to me.
Let's ask the guy to think about it. Just 1 second. It's your license plate. I mean, first of all, whatever happened to MD for my love or some whatever sappy things people put on their license plates? And if they don't allow you to put hang 'em on it, say you don't even have that in your mind. It's about some Western. You can survive, move on.
Right.
It's okay, hang them. Big deal, who cares? Okay, move on. Put a sign in front of your house or something, I don't know, or put it in your room and gaze at it. Why do you need everyone behind you driving to say, oh, tough guy, hang him? Right. You'll survive, move on past the hang him. It's okay.
He finally settled on DA 336 will be his named as district attorney, and then the code for that location.
Help us build independent media together. TYTnetwork.com/join.